Well, welcome Prime Minister, your mother Marion, your wife Jenny, your beautiful girls to Melbourne, the city that never sleeps, that has 4 seasons in one day, and that tragically and sadly has seen another Carlton loss to Collingwood. But as a long-suffering Carlton supporter, we say we're 15 years into our 5-year redevelopment plan. A particularly warm welcome to all the mothers in the audience and my mum and my wife. I promised you a small, intimate, special event on Mother's Day, and here we are. It's fantastic to see so many colleagues and candidates here today who are working hard to see a re-elected Morrison government on May the 18th. You're all busy door knocking, phone canvassing, letterbox dropping, putting up your posters everywhere on every street corner. In fact, after my first campaign, my wife went to work and one of her colleagues said to her, "Amy, I see your husband's photo everywhere in the electorate. Is he a real estate agent?" No, he's a politician. And I know that when you are door knocking, you have to be thinking on your feet. Which reminds me of the story of one of our coalition colleagues who was enthusiastically spreading the Liberal message here in Melbourne. And they were door knocking and they got to the front of the house, and as the lady came to the front door, they looked behind them and they realised they had stepped on a freshly cemented path. So they put out their hand to the lady at the front door and said, "Hi, I'm the local Labor candidate." But ladies and gentlemen, this election is not about us. It's about the Australian people and the very clear choice that they and their families have at this election. In the blue corner, under Scott Morrison, you have a coalition government that has delivered a record number of jobs, with more women in the workforce than ever before and more young people who have got a job over the last year than ever before. Higher growth than when we came to office, lower unemployment than when we came to office, stronger investment than when we came to office, and a budget that is back in the black and back on track. And we are delivering all that people expect of governments, including record spending on essential services, without increasing taxes. Now, the same cannot be said of those in the red corner, because Bill Shorten and the Labor Party are promising $387 billion of higher taxes that will suffocate the economy, lead to fewer jobs, lower wages, and a weaker Australian economy. Now, when it comes to the Labor Party, do not look at what they say, look at what they do. Because take the retirees tax. They tell you it won't affect many people. Well, there are over 1 million retirees who are going to be hurt and hit by Labor's retirees tax. They say to you it's about levelling the playing field, but they exempt the unions and the union-backed funds and targeted self-funded retirees. And they say it's about fairness. How is it fair to target people, predominantly who are women, who have saved diligently for their retirement and done nothing wrong, and indeed push many people onto the pension? That's Labor's record on the retirees tax. But if there is one bit of advice that I'd encourage you to take from the Labor Party, it's when Chris Bowen tells you if you don't like their retirees tax, don't vote for them. And take their housing tax, conceived at a time when the housing market was going up, and recently it's been going down. And again, Bill Shorten looks down the camera and says it doesn't have any appreciable impact on the market. Well, we've heard from the Master Builders Association that Labor's housing tax will cost 32,000 jobs and see 42,000 fewer homes being built. And anybody who owns their own home will see it worth less under Labor, and anyone who rents their own home will end up paying more under Labor. Take their policies and their taxes on superannuation. Bill Shorten looked down the camera and told the Australian people he had no plans for higher taxes on super, and we know that he's got $34 billion of higher taxes on super, including making it more difficult for mothers to take time out of their workforce and then to raise a child and to put additional money into superannuation. They're going to lift their taxes on family businesses, and they're going to lift taxes on income earners to the point that even Paul Keating said was too punitive and said that the Labor Party had lost the ability to speak to aspirational Australians. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is no normal election. This is an election which will shape the future of our country. And we on the coalition side, led by Scott Morrison, believe in lower taxes. The Labor Party know only one answer to every question, and that's higher taxes. So this election, on May the 18th, the choice for 25 million Australians could not be clearer. Vote for Scott Morrison and the coalition government for a stronger economy and a brighter future. Thank you very much.